Alright guys, so I wanted to go through these last three problems on the front of the notes with you. Just to make sure we're going to be set up nice and successful for our homework. So number 4, the length of a rectangular parking lot, so I'm going to stop right there and I'm going to draw my rectangular parking lot, is 3 feet longer than it is wide. Okay, we don't know how wide it is. There it is. I don't know what it is, I'll call it x. 3 feet longer than that will be x plus 3. The total area of the parking lot is 40 square feet. Okay, find the dimensions of the parking lot. So we know area is length times width, so we're going to take that length times the width, and that's going to equal the area. Alright, we're going to go ahead and distribute the x. We get x squared plus 3x equals 40. And remember, I told you at the top of the page you should always have it equal to 0, so we're going to move the 40 over to be on the same side as everything else. And my final quadratic here is x squared plus 3x minus 40 equals 0. When you factor this out, you can do whatever process you like. You end up with x plus 8 times x minus 5. When I solve those, I get x equals 8 and x equals 5. This is negative 8. So then I need to go back and look. If x is negative 8, that means this side is negative 8. That's not possible in the real world. You can't have a negative distance. So this is not going to be our answer. If I go back over here, this says this side will be 5. That's fine. And 5 plus 3, this side will be 8. Those are both answers that can exist in the real world. So that's our solution that's going to work. The actual dimension of our parking lot is 5 by 8, and that gives us the 40 feet squared. Okay? So we're just going back. Once we get our two solutions, if one doesn't make sense, we're going to cross it off. No negative distances in the real world. So we're going to find the length of a square whose area is twice the length of its side. So it said it's a square. And the one thing we know about squares is their sides are the same length. So that makes that a little bit easier. We don't know what it is, we just know they're the same thing. So the length of a side whose area is twice the length. So we said the length is x, so the area is 2x. So to find area, you do length times width, which will give you x squared, equals the total area, which they said was 2x. We want to move everything over to the same side. Now pay attention, these are not like terms, so we end up with x squared minus 2x equals 0. When I look at that, I see there's only these two terms and they both have an x in common. So if I take the GCF out, I get x times x minus 2. I'm down to a power of 1 on both of those. I'm done. So I'm going to set them each equal to 0. And this one will solve to be an x equals positive 2. So when I look at, go back, can I have a length of 0? I can't have a length of 0. That's not actually a length. So we're going to cross this guy out. This is our answer. So our square is going to be 2 times 2, 2 by 2. And our area is 2 times the length, which is 4. Alright. Now our last one. Chip and Joe are remodeling a square living room by tearing down one wall and extending the room by 3 meters. The room will then be rectangular with an area of 180 square meters. What is the dimensions of the living room? So it's starting off as a square. Here it is in the beginning, and with just like above, we know that those are the same because that's the definition of a square. But they're adding on to this living room. And it says they're adding on 3 meters, so we're going to have to add 3 meters to it. And the total area will be 180 meters squared. So just like above, length times width equals area. Okay, so distribute, we got x squared plus 3x equals 180, but it needs to equal 0, so we're going to move the 180 back to the other side. And we get x squared plus 3x minus 180 equals 0. When I factor this out, I end up with x plus 15 and x minus 12. So they solved to x equals negative 15 and x equals 12. When I go back and look, my side length cannot be negative 15, which is what it would be there. So I'm going to cross this guy out. Here's my answer. And the actual dimensions of the living room are 12 meters by 15 meters, which gave us that 180 meters squared for our area. So hopefully that will help you do the homework. I'm going to show you the setup for the homeworks in case you're struggling there. You should be able to move or to rearrange the equations, get everything on the same side, and factor and solve once you've got them set up. So take a look. You can stop the video to help you copy these down. So there's 1, 2, and 3, how they should be set up. You need to finish the problems. If there was any problems on the front of the paper that you did not finish, you should have those finished also. So 1, 2, and 3. And then here's 4 and 5 for you. If you have any questions, you should email or come see me in the morning. Otherwise, you have everything that you need to successfully complete these problems. See you tomorrow.